Hello, I'm Kyle Rosansky, and today I'm going to be going through the theory of psychosocial development created by Erik Erikson. Erik Erikson was born in 1902 in Frankfurt, Germany. He became an art teacher in Vienna, Austria in 1927 at a psychoanalytically enlightened school. This would be a huge impact on his life and his career, which would take a drastic change. He decided to undertake psychoanalytic training. While Freud's theory had focused on the psychosexual aspects of development, Erikson's addition of other influences helped to broaden and expand psychoanalytic theory. Erikson also contributed to how we understand personality and how it develops and is shaped over the course of a person's lifespan. His theory deals with how personality forms through specific stages taking place at different points in a person's life. This quote sums up Erikson's ideas. Hope is both the earliest and the most indispensable virtue inherent in the state of being alive. If life is to be sustained, hope must remain, even where confidence is wounded, trust impaired. The theory of psychosocial development consists of 8 stages. These take place in different points through a person's life. The theory maintains that personality develops in a predetermined order through these 8 stages. Each stage has a crisis involved with it that can both positively or negatively impact the development of a person's personality. Erikson believed that being able to successfully pass through each one of these stages would help to develop a healthy personality. Failures in these stages could result in problems in later stages and could also lead to unhealthy personality traits or an unhealthy sense of self. However, failed stages could be resolved at a later time, like undergoing psychoanalytical help. Successes develop basic virtues as well. Erikson believed that each one of these stages was associated with one basic virtue of humanity, and that a success in these stages would help to develop that virtue within the person's personality. Stage 1 is known as trust versus mistrust. This takes place from an individual's birth to around 18 months. This is where an individual is looking towards and relying on a primary caregiver. They're needing someone to take care of them. An individual needs consistent and reliable care in order to develop a healthy sense of trust in others. If needs are not met, mistrust, anxiety, and suspicion can develop, even at such an early age. Success in this stage can help to develop the virtue of hope. This hope exists as the idea that when future crisis occurs in this individual's life, there will be someone there that they can rely upon and have to assist them. That hope sticks with them. Stage 2. Autonomy versus shame and doubt. This takes place between 18 months and 3 years of age. This is where an individual is developing control over their physical skills, how they move around, as well as a sense of independence, what separates them from their caregiver. Encouragement and support can lead to a high level of independence and success. Success in this stage develops the virtue of will, the idea of independence, being able to do something for oneself and by oneself. Criticism and high levels of control from the caregiver or others can hinder this stage, leading to low self-esteem and overdependence or reliance on others. This can also cause higher levels of self-doubt if a negative impact such as this occurs and failure takes place. Stage 3 is initiative versus guilt. This is where children begin to assert themselves. Children playing is a large part of this stage, playing by themselves with others. This is where they help to develop interpersonal skills, working and playing with other children. Initiative begins to take form as the planning of activities, planning of play dates, and the use of imagination helps to develop initiative within the person, being able to take charge and decide, make decisions, move forward. If this is not done, guilt can develop, which can negatively impact social skills and overall creativity. However, a little bit of guilt is important because a proper balance is necessary, Erickson believed, to maintain a healthy personality. A little bit of guilt will allow a person to formulate an idea a little bit stronger than if they just charge head first and not think. The virtue developed here is purpose. Stage 4. Industry versus inferiority. This is the age where children are just starting to learn to read and write. They're starting to go to school. They begin to work closer with peers, and this is when they begin to seek approval. A positive impact and success here leads to a higher level of confidence. However, if that approval is not met, or they don't work as close with their peers, negative impacts can develop, which can lead to a feeling of inferiority. The industry is that feeling of success and approval, and then taking the initiative learned in the earlier stages to move forward. Stage 5. This is identity versus confusion, probably one of the largest in importance of the stages, as this is the transition into adulthood, takes place around age 12 to 18. This is when individuals begin to look towards the future, how their careers will play out, their relationships, where they'll live, how they'll earn money. This is where they learn the roles that they will eventually occupy and work in as an adult. A new and stronger sense of self can form as they start to understand and become aware of who they might be and become. Body image becomes more noticeable to the individual. They begin to notice themselves positively or negatively, or both. This is where the idea of an identity crisis may occur. The individual begins to develop an idea of who they are and what their roles should be, and if they feel any conflicts with what this might be or where they might be going, they can have an identity crisis and need to reassess and remaintain their ideas in order to undergo success. Pressuring towards one way or another from a caregiver or a close relationship can lead the individual to rebel. This can sometimes be positive as they rebel towards something that they excel at. However, it can also be negative as they rebel and regress. Stage 6 is intimacy versus isolation, one of the longest stages, age 18 to 40. This is the primary concern with forming close and loving relationships with others, finding a significant other, settling down, developing a family. This helps to develop ideas on commitment and how the individual approaches relationships. They formulate this through this stage. Success leads to happy, healthy relationships, while failure leads to feelings of isolation, being alone. The virtue developed is love, an understanding of love, what they want, what they should do, their role in a relationship, a healthy relationship. Stage 7, generativity versus stagnation, age 40 to 65, another large time frame. Developing the idea and need that a lasting legacy should be left behind. This is where the person or individual is beginning to formulate thoughts on what they have done or what they might accomplish that they will be remembered for. Generativity is giving back through raising children, working, and being a part of the community. Success here leads to feelings of accomplishment and a sense of usefulness. Failure leads to a disconnect from the community or relationships and a feeling of not being productive. Stage 8, integrity versus despair, age 65 to death. Individuals begin to contemplate their lives. Feelings of accomplishment and success in previous stages can lead to success here and a feeling of integrity and ease with their life, and acceptance of what has passed and what they have left behind. Failure can lead to the feeling of despair and regret, wishing things were different, or that they could have approached things in a different manner or left behind more. Erickson thought that failure here also led to feeling dissatisfied with life in general overall, feeling not at ease with how things turned out. The virtue developed is wisdom, understanding from all the individual has experienced in their life. This theory offers an interesting perspective on life's many stages, while also showing the vast possibilities that can occur depending on the positive and negative influences introduced at each stage. Erik Erikson expanded on Freud's thinking and developed a highly influential theory that continues to contribute. Education makes up time spent in three stages at least: socializing and working amongst peers, as well as developing positive relationship with adults, attributes to many of the successes for the stages. School becomes a platform for these successes, where they otherwise may not take place. Proper nourishment, encouragement, and approaches can help students succeed academically and in life. Thank you.